Welcome back everyone to Southside Boy Style. This is the sit down video where we're going to sit down and we're going to have a chat. Just us, just me and all of you guys out there in the YouTuber world, okay? We're just going to have a little chat about something that many people have thought about, wondered about, and want to know about. It's the age-old question, guys. The age-old question that it's all running through our minds at all times. Probably the most important question that we've ever had in our lifetime, okay? More important than anything. What type of oil should we be using in our vehicles on a daily basis, between seasons? Well, guys, I'm going to give you my opinions on what types of oil that I use and maybe you could use. And I'm going to give you my opinions on those oils, how they are, what they do, how their viscosity is, how they lubricate engines, the differences between certain oils, and the biggest one is what's better, synthetic oil or standard oil. There is room for both. There's room for both. I kid you not. I'm going to explain to you what I use, and I've been doing this for a while, guys. I've had between 30 and 40 vehicles. In 30 or 40 vehicles, I've only blown one engine, and that wasn't because of oil. It was because of misuse when I was a teenager, okay? And that was a Ford Aerostar. I'll put a picture right there of a Ford Aerostar Sport. It's what I had, and that was because of neglect. I drove it across Canada a couple times, never changed the oil, driving it hard, being silly, okay? Because I was a teenager at the time, okay? But that's the only vehicle I've ever blown an engine in. The only vehicle I've ever had close to maybe having scarring problems on the cylinder walls or hurting rings or compression rings is that 2012 Chevy Equinox 3600 engine. That car. Don't even want to talk about that car. Don't ever buy a Chevy Equinox, okay guys? Any year, don't ever buy one. They're absolute garbage. I know from experience. I've had 3. Help me, please. And finally, the 3 of those cars have started to blend back in with the planet, okay? They're becoming one with nature. Don't ever buy a Chevy Equinox. But let's not get off topic, guys. Synthetic oil or standard oil? Here's my thoughts when you should use synthetic oils. I'm not telling you guys to go against what manufacturer says. I'm not telling you to go against what they recommend for your vehicle. You can do that as you please, make your own decisions, but I don't listen to none of that. I don't listen to it. I do things my way, okay? And it's worked for me, guys. It's worked for me. The differences between standard oils and synthetic oils is synthetic oil molecules are more uniform in shape with fewer impurities and better properties than conventional oil molecules. In general, synthetic oil has a better extreme high temperature and low temperature performance. Synthetic oils are generally formulated with higher performance additives. Now, I mean, that all sounds pretty good on paper. Yeah, I do. And I agree. I absolutely agree. If that's a newer vehicle with a smaller engine and a turbo. But that's the only way, guys, I would use synthetic oils is in a small engine with a turbo, so that the oil, because synthetic oil is thinner than standard oil. So it actually runs through the engine faster, quicker, more efficiently, and gets the job done for these smaller engines that are operating off a turbo. Now, the one thing that I just want to stress here, and you have to think about, synthetic oils, they protect the turbochargers. Now, if you have an older vehicle, high mileage vehicle, which basically is every vehicle I have, okay? Come on, I have the 76 Nova, I have the 65 Chevy, I have all those Impalas, guys, ranging from 2008 up to 2011. I had those Equinoxes, I have those Caravans. Listen, they're all high mileage, higher mileage vehicles, older engines, 2012s up to 2014s. Down so far as 65, highest being 2014, okay, in the vehicles. So for those who decide to switch to the high mileage synthetic oil may face leakage problems due to the potential incompatibility of the synthetic used in certain oils with engines seal types. There's the big thing, see guys, engine seals. It's thin oil, so it's going to seep. You know, it's older engines like that standard oil, in my opinion. Now, guys, I'll let you know right now, I'm a big fan of the 1540. I like the 1540 Rotella. I like the 1540 Rotella diesel oil. I put this in most everything, guys. Most everything I own, I put this oil. From my 76 to my 65. Why am I not getting focus on it? Okay, there it is. So from my 76 to my 65 to all the Impalas in the summer months, I like running the 1540 diesel oil. Okay, that's just me, 1540. Now, the Impalas, they call for 5W30, or is it 5W20, one of it. Technically to me, it really doesn't matter. In the summer months, guys, I used a 1540 in all the older engines, and the reason why, you get that viscosity. You get that lubrication. It's thicker of an oil, so in those high temperatures, high heat on those older engines, if you're using a thinner oil or synthetic, remember synthetic is very thin oil, you're not getting that lubrication that keeps those rings and compression rings nice and lubricated. It's, from my opinion, I would never put synthetic oils in an older engine. But 1540, listen, you can look back, you can look at YouTube, you can go back. I mean, let's look at Derek, Vice Grip Garage, okay? No affiliation here, but he swears by the 1540. And I have for years, before I even knew anything about YouTube, I always liked the 1540 for older engines. In the summertime. So in the summertime, I like to use a thicker oil. Well, think about it, guys. It makes sense, right? The summer, it's more hotter. The engines are running hotter. All those high temps on your seals, everything, you want a thicker oil. And not only do I put thicker oil, guys, not only do I put the thicker oil, but I add the oil additives as well. Like the Lucas oil stabilizer, I add this stuff as well with the 1540 in the summertime. And the reason why, I want that lubricant, that viscosity, to keep that. I don't want that engine to scar. I don't want no piston or rings or compression rings to scar anything inside the cylinder heads. I don't want my crank, my main bearings, side bearings to be, you know, getting hot. I want that oil. Now, with that being said, guys, you still have to do your regular oil changes because you don't want that oil sludging up, okay? Getting bad, breaking down, because it will break down over time. That's why, you know, you have a certain kilometer oil recommendation to be changed, because oil starts to break down over a period of time. But when the winter months come, guys, I tend to, in a little bit, go to what the manufacturer says to operate, which is either the 520 to 530 or the 10W30, or in the case of our Faiths on the Civic, the 020, but I'll always add the synthetic additive. So even with the 020 oil for the Honda Civic 1.8 engine, I still add the additive, oil additive that thickens up that synthetic oil of the 020, because 020, I mean, that's running real free. And the Honda Civic we have is almost 400,000 kilometers. Which I'll show you in my American friends right there, what that is in miles. So, yeah, I mean, to to each their own. When it comes to what all you're putting in your vehicle, to each your own. Like, you know, I'm not telling you to go against manufacturer oil recommendations. I'm just telling you what I do. If I got an older engine, 300,000 or 400,000 on it, I'm going to run 1540 diesel oil all day long. All day long. In the winter months, I'm going to bring it down probably to a 1030. Probably to a 1030, 10W30, and I'll run that in the winter time. And I'll always add the oil additives inside the engine to give me that extra lubrication going throughout the engine. Doesn't matter if it's my 76 Nova, if it's those Impalas, my 2005 GMC truck. I'm going to do that the same way with all of them. 1030 being the main oil in the winter months with an additive, and 1540 in the summer months with, again, an additive. And I have one car that I do run synthetic. Also, I put an additive in with that one, and that is our 2014 Ford Escape 2 liter that has a turbo. Because that car has a turbo, guys, I put synthetic oil in it because synthetic oil is really good for turbochargers. You get a lot of protection from synthetic oil in turbochargers, and the reasons why are, which I just said to you earlier when I was discussing synthetic oils to you. So, you know, that's what I do. I just want to say I don't like 020 oil. That oil that goes in the Honda Civics, I have a 020 right here, and that's, if I can get it to focus, there we go. Nope. There we go. So that's a 020 oil, guys, and that's what we put in our Honda Civic, full synthetic. And I tell you guys, I don't like this oil. It's really thin. It's very thin, and it's scary. But I use this in the Honda Civic 1.8, but I put that oil synthetic additive to thicken it up a bit and get that extra viscosity. It's a hard word for a newfie to say, okay? Viscosity? Lubrication, guys, lubrication. But that's what I do. And 1030, I mean, this is just the oils I have here. It doesn't matter what you use, guys. Oil is oil, okay? Really, technically, at the end of the day, it is, okay? But 1030 in the winter months for most of my vehicles, and 1540 in the summer months, again, for most of my vehicles with additives. And if I don't like a vehicle, guys, I'll put 530. No, I'm just joking. I really don't actually use this very much on anything, okay? I really don't use that much on anything. So guys, I hope this helps. I hope, you know, you guys can pick some sense in any of this video. So I just want to read to you guys one thing when it comes to, you know, I'm only trying to help you here. I'm only trying to give you examples. So I'm reading this right now from a script, okay, from online. Risk of using synthetic oils in older cars. Just listen to this, guys. This is because many synthetic oils contain esters, which are organic compounds mixed with alcohol. This particular combination can be extremely rough on seals within the engine, which can cause the seals to wear down and begin to leak or burn oil. See that, guys? This is right from the interwebs. I'm getting this right from the interwebs. So guys, hope this helps. I'm just giving you, you know, everything that I use. I'm just telling you what I use in my engines, my cars, and it's always worked for me. I'm not a big synthetic fan, but that's only because I don't have a lot of small engines with the turbos. I'm used to older vehicles. I'm not downing synthetic oil at the least. I just don't have a lot of vehicles that use it. And I mean, synthetic oils in an older engine, it's not good, you know. All the information I could see about that, and I just read it to you about, you know, damaging oil seals, which actually may cause oil consumption if you're putting synthetic oils in older style engines with high miles. So that's why I don't do it, okay? So let's sum it all up, and this is my thoughts. If you're going out tomorrow and you're buying between a 2000 and whatever, if you're buying a car up so far as 2015-16 and it has high miles on it, stay away from the synthetic, okay? It's too thin for that engine, and the engine just needs a little bit more. Consider other types of conventional oils for those cars with high mileage. Now, if it has a turbo on it, use your own judgment. If it's a smaller engine, it has high miles, I think I would still recommend using synthetic oils for that engine. Just add additive to it, okay? A synthetic additive that boosts the oil a little bit, okay? Give you that lubrication around the engine, because the engine needs it, trust me. So do those rings, and so do those compression rings, and your main bearings and your side bearings, your crank and your cam, your engine. That's all the components of an engine. And you know, let's stop those engines from ticking and taking a licking, but let's keep them kicking with those conventional oils on the high mileage vehicles. So guys, thanks for having this sit down with me. This is sit down little chat between, you know, all of us here, me and all of you guys. That guy was asleep back there the whole time. I think he should wake up now. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Southside Boy Style is out.